Hey YouTube, TCG Dragon here, coming at you guys with an updated Deskbot deck profile. So Shining Victories came out, so we got some awesome brand new cards for this deck. So I thought I would share with you guys my deck of what I would use. So let's get right to it. So of course, I only play one Deskbot 1. I don't really want too many in my hand because if you end up drawing into this, it could really screw up your plays because you don't really want this in your hand. You mainly just want to keep it in your deck. What it does though, it is your tuner, and it gains 500 per machine type monster you control, so it is very strong, and it's pretty much just your tuner. It's really just a good card, but you just don't want too much of it. Okay, and now we play 3 Deskbot 2s. This one, it gives all other machine type monsters on the field 500 attack and defense, and when it's special summon, it searches you through your deck to get a Deskbot out, so it's pretty helpful. And if you combo it with Deskbot 3, then you normal summon this, and then you're able, because of Deskbot 3's effect, you can special summon 2, and then because you special summon 2, you can get a search. So that is really good. But let me get further into explanation of this one. So like I said, when you normal summon this, you're able to special summon a Deskbot, any Deskbot, and special summon it to the field. I highly recommend Deskbot 2, because then you could create a combo, especially if you have a pendulum in your hand. Furthermore, you can, during either player's turn, you're able to activate the effect to target any Deskbot you control, and it gains its attack equal to, it gains 500 attack equal to how many Deskbots you control, including your pendulum, Deskbot cards. So as many Deskbot cards that you control, it gains 500, which is really overpowering. So that's Deskbot 3. That's the #1 card that you really want in your hand, like no joke. This Deskbot 4 is just, oh my god, it just beats over everything. Sadly, if nobody's played against Deskbots and you just pop this out and you just put a smile on your face because he won't know what's coming at him. Basically, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you're able to send any Deskbot to the graveyard, and it gains 500 per star level. So just send like an 8, and it's already at 5,000 now. So it just beats over it like nothing, and it's really and its second effect is even better, because if you use that effect, you're able to special summon 2 Deskbots from the graveyard / hand, making it really just great, especially if you have like a Deskbot 2 in your hand and you're like, crap, like why does this have to be in my hand? But you have a 4, summon 4, attack, destroy one of his monsters, and then now you can special summon the 2 to get the effect, which furthermore can lead over to combos later on in your match. But yeah, Deskbot 4 is the second best card, and usually if you normal summon, if you already like used all your 2s, like if you decided to machine dupe it, or even if you just like if you searched out pretty much all your cards, like all your 3s and stuff like that, and you don't really have anything else, Deskbot 4 is probably the best thing that you want in your hand, especially if your Deskbots are all in your graveyard. So yeah, 4 is just great. I play 3 Deskbot 5. Really great effect, especially in the pendulum zone. If it's destroyed in the pendulum zone and sent face up to the extra deck. If it gets banished, then it doesn't get its effect, sadly. But if it does get destroyed by an MST, it gains the effect of special summoning a Deskbot from your graveyard, making Deskbot 2 easy to get, especially if you have 5 in your pendulum zone. Then you can special summon where you special summon this once this gets destroyed. It's 5 is good too. Almost all the Deskbots are really good because they kind of support each other all out in a way. So Deskbot 6 supports the graveyard and stuff like that, and it's just really nice. This gains 500 per face-up Deskbot card in the extra deck, so there's that. And if this is normal or special summon, you are able to pretty much MST. So, pretty good card. Gets rid of back row. I run 3 Deskbot 6. This card, if it gets destroyed by the Pendulum Zone, you are able to add a Deskbot from your graveyard to your hand. So, that's also good, but 5 is a little bit more better. But, I mean, if you used all your Deskbot 3s and you're like, crap, I need another one, and you got this, MST this, and then get 3, and then you can normal summon 3 and go on to some plays. But, yeah. This has the same effect of Deskbot 5, where it gains 500 per Deskbot card on the top of the extra deck, so there's that. And then it has a different effect of when this is normal special summon, you're able to flip the position of a monster on the field. So if your opponent decides to set a card and you have like Deskbot 9 on the field, and let's say because there's a lot of freaking Blue Eyes players out there from Blue Eyes support, you got a Maiden, right? Deskbot 9 can literally just run over that, and I'll talk about that later, but it just completely runs over it so bad. I've tested it on YGO. It's so sad. 2 Deskbot 7s and 2 Deskbot 8s. You really just want to keep these in your deck. But, I mean, sometimes it could be pretty helpful to actually get into your hand, but mainly you just want to keep it at 2 because you don't really want it in your hand as well because it doesn't have any pendulum effects. However, this one can be targeted by card effects, and it gains 500 per Deskbot in the graveyard, and it can attack twice on monsters. This one can only be targeted for attacks. It does piercing, and it gains 500 per Deskbot in the graveyard. So, overall, pretty good effects, especially 7, because you can special summon that in defense, and if your opponent can still attack, he can only attack that one, which is really great. And lastly, the best card, Deskbot 9. Oh, God. Okay, Deskbot 9 is probably the most best thing that you can do in this deck. This is the card that just runs over everything completely. So, during your main phase 1 only, you are able to activate the effect to gain the attack of all other face-up Deskbot cards on the field, excluding your pendulums, but your other 4 or 3 or 2 cards on the field, it gains that attack until the end of your opponent's end phase, which is, so basically you can activate it now, and then when it's his turn, it'll still be there. When this card attacks, no effects can be activated whatsoever. You can run over a Maiden. She can't negate it. It'll just hit her so hard. She can't turn it and special summon with Blue Eyes. It basically just runs over everything completely. Your opponent can activate traps, can't activate anything. If he has a Solemn Strike, then yeah, he can do that. But if he doesn't have that and he has like Drowning, Mirror Force, or stuff like that, he can't do anything. This card is just OP. And then if it gets destroyed by a card effect or by battle, you are able to destroy a Deskbot card on the field to keep it alive. And if you decide to destroy a Deskbot 5 in your Pendulum Zone, it's like a good thing, because he destroyed that, you're able to destroy your 5, and now 5 gets his effect to special summon, making this a little bit more stronger. So it's just really great card. I'm really glad it came out in Shining Victories. It's just really awesome. Anyway, that's Deskbot 9. So that is the Deskbot lineup. Now we're going to go on to some different monsters. So 2 Mexi. I remember a long time ago you guys were telling me to put Mexi in, and I told you guys no, that it would be dead to draw in your hand. Well, since Upstart Goblin is at 1, that this deck just really needs to draw power. So, I mean, there's like Burning Abyss players still, and there's like Blue Eyes players, they still special summon. So, I mean, you can get a couple of draws for them, not like multiple, unless you're going against Burning Abyss, then yes, you're gonna get a lot of draws, and you could probably OTK, but yeah, I'm sorry guys, but yes, now you're gonna need 2 Mexi. And lastly, Gen X Ally Birdman, basically the bouncer. It bounces any card and then special summons it, as well as it's a tuner, so you can, I don't know, synchro if you'd like. But what I would mainly use this for is possibly if I have a 3 in my hand and some other really crappy cards. I'll probably just like normal 3 and then special summon whatever like Deskbot that I need to equal like something like 8 or something. So then when I activate this effect to get 3 back into my hand and special summon this, if I have a 5 and a 3, I can easily just synchro, sending my 5 to the top of the extra deck, and then this gets banished because I use its effect. But yeah, and then I can synchro for like a rank 8, you know, well, level 8, sorry. But yeah, so I just run one of these because, you know, it's limited. Anyway, so that is the whole monster lineup. Really cool. Okay, so yeah, that's the whole lineup. A lot of monsters. Alright, so now to the spells. We have 3 machine duplication. If you have a 2 and you have a machine duplication in your hand, I highly recommend normal summoning the 2 and then activating machine duplication to special summon 2 more. Then you get a search and a search, and then you can search for that 3 that you don't have in your hand, and then you can search for a different pendulum that you need. So pretty much this can you can only activate this and target one monster that has 500, one machine type monster that has 500 or attack or less. So that's the only bad thing, because Deskbot base, its effect, like one of its effects is it gives all Deskbots on the field 500 attack and defense. So this is kind of useless, but if you don't have Deskbot base out on the field yet, then it isn't, and it's really useful. So I run 3. Now, the next one, 3 MST. You really want to destroy your pendulum zones to get their effects, or sometimes just even pop their back row, so then you don't get too scared that they might do something that might really screw up the plays. But yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Okay, and for the lovely new card, Deskbot base, I run 3. So as I said earlier, this card gives all Deskbots 500 attack and defense. It has 2 more effects. The other effect is you can activate the effect to reveal any number of Deskbot cards. It doesn't even have to be a monster. It can be a card. And shuffle it back into the deck and draw that many back. So that's like really good, especially if you have like only like, I don't know, just a Deskbot 8 and like a Deskbot 9, and you want to put those back in, and then you draw like a 3 and a 4, then that's like really good. And then its last effect, you can banish 9 Deskbot cards, and you are able to shuffle their hand, the field, and their graveyard back into the deck. So it basically does a Black Rose that just literally destroys every... Well, technically doesn't destroy, but it just sends everything back to the deck, and it just renders them like useless, because now they can only draw 1 card, and they have to hope that it's something that is really freaking useful. But it's just crazy. Overall, it's a really great card. It is, however, very hard to get 9 Deskbot cards on the field and in the graveyard. You can't use it when you have you can't use the effect when you have one of the Deskbot cards in your hand, so it kind of sucks, but it has to be in your graveyard or on the field. Next, I run 2 double summon. This card, oh my god. I had a 3 in my hand once, and I normaled that, I got a 2, and I added a 3. Activated this. Normal summon 3, special summon 9, activated 9's effect, and then 3 and 3 targeted 9, and that's pretty much a very powerful attack that can end the game, literally. Depends on the attack of whatever your opponent's monster has, but it's just, this card is so useful. It can be used to OTK so good, and I thought about this a while ago about using this card, but I guess I didn't. But anyways, it's such a great card. It's really good to combo with a 3. So if you have a 3 in this, consider yourself probably most likely going to win unless he stops you. But yeah, that's a really great card. Alright, so to the 1 of spells, I have Brigeki, Limiter, and Foolish. The only reason why I want Foolish is because you want to send that 1 to the graveyard to either, you know, maybe you have actually all 9 and you're missing that one, you can activate Foolish Burial, send that one, and then now you can activate Deskbot Base. So there's that, as well as if you send one and then you special summon two Deskbot cards on the field, you're able to special summon from your graveyard. And I forgot to tell you guys about that card in the very beginning of the video, sorry. But yeah, it has the effect of if you special summon 2 Deskbot cards at the same time, you are able to special summon that from the graveyard. Lastly, our traps. I just run 1 Time Space Trap Hole and 1 Solemn Warning. Unfortunately, I do not have a Solemn Strike. That is the reason why I'm running Time Space Trap Hole. But if you do have Solemn Strike, I highly recommend you have it in this deck. Just run it at 1. You don't really need 3. You just don't, because this deck is supposed to hit your opponent really hard. And that's what she said, but yeah, anyway. So this deck is supposed to just like OTK, so you really don't want to draw that many traps into your hand, or else you're just like rendered useless for a turn, and you can actually get damaged pretty bad. But yeah, you don't really need that many traps. But I just run these 2. Anyway, so that is the whole deck. I'm going to be going to the extra deck. So for our XCs, we have Sky Cavalry, Centauria, Gear, Gigant X, Castel, Abyss, Cyber Dragon Nova, as well as Cyber Dragon Infinity. Yeah, I actually got this card and I was very happy, and I was like, yes, I can use this for my Deskbot deck now. So yay! Anyway, so I'm pretty sure you guys know all these effects. If you don't, go ahead and put it in the comments, or you can just easily just search it up. But yeah, they're pretty common and well known, all these cards. So yeah. For the synchros, we have quite a bit. They're all pretty much the rest synchros. Herald of the Arc Light for the Abyss players, as well as Infernoids. Pretty good. Materia Beast for them stupid Pendulum players. Stop them real hardcore. Goyo Guardian, Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, bounce things back into their hand whenever level 5 or higher, special summon on the field on your opponent's side. Black Rose, panic mode pretty much. If you're having a serious problem, then just panic mode, summon that. Ignister, very good. Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, Trishula, Dragon of the Ice Barrier, and lastly, Deskbot Jet. So yeah, guys, that is my Deskbot deck profile. If you guys actually do try this deck out, let me know what you guys think. If you guys think that there's going to be some improvements, and so. I was thinking about putting some Speedroid Menko, but I realized I don't really believe that this deck really needs that. But if you think of anything, if there's anything that you have to say, any ideas that come to your head or anything about the deck and what you think might be better, please post it in the comments so that I can take a look at it and see what I can do in maybe my later Deskbot deck profiles. But yeah, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.